I have to hold my hair back because the wind is blowing it right into my eyeball. Hey everybody, today I've come out to my shed to see what I can find that I could flip that I've gotten from thrift stores and yard sales. So let's take a look. So out of my shed I pulled out a white shutter, a magazine rack, a candle holder, and a plain wooden crate. And I'll be using some Kills chalk paint from Walmart today. Now, I wasn't going to clean these things until I saw this when I got done handling them. So then I went back and I cleaned them all with a rag and multi-purpose cleaner and painted them all 2 coats of white chalk paint. The first project I decided to work on was the wreath for the shutter. I wanted there to be a pretty wreath hanging from it, and since it's summertime, I love to use lemons. So I just removed the tags from my stems that I got from Dollar Tree, and this green foam wreath I got from Dollar Tree also. And I'm just cutting the leaves. Some I did individual and some I cut like in hunks so there would be something to poke down into the foam wreath. So I just cut those apart off of all of my stems. I think I had 5 in total, 5 stems. And then I just put them down into the wreath all the way around until it's full. So then once I had the main stems put down into the wreath, I went back and I filled in the holes with the individual leaves that I had cut. Then I took my lemons that I got from Amazon and I hot glued those down all around the wreath. So the next thing I did was find the center of my shutter on the back side because I wanted to attach a picture hanger. And so here I'm just screwing down the picture hanger. And on the front side, now it's time to attach the wreath. And I'm using some ribbon that I got from Michael's. I loop it around the wreath, and then I turn my shutter back over and loop it through the picture hanger. After I checked and rechecked that I was happy with how the wreath was hanging on the front side with the length of ribbon that I had, I tied a knot to secure it into place. I also put a burlap ribbon bow on the top of the wreath. The burlap ribbon came from Dollar Tree, but to be honest with you, my bow making skills have not quite evolved yet, so I didn't show you the recording of that because it made totally no sense. The next thing I decided to work on was the magazine rack. And I wanted to attach this chalkboard that I got from Dollar Tree to the front, but I also wanted it to be white, so I just used my frog tape and taped off the chalkboard so that I could put the white paint on the frame. It took 2 coats of the chalk paint to cover the frame. And here's my favorite part of painting something like this is removing the masking tape. Anytime I'm painting a room or anything involving the masking tape, for some reason, I find it exciting to remove the masking tape and see if it actually did a good job keeping the paint where it should be. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, I can see where some of the paint bled through, but it was easy to scratch off with a paper towel. Also, I should mention the back side of this chalkboard had a little easel, which I had broke off before I began painting. And here, folks, is why I'm the distressed princess, because I do like to distress most things that I paint. So I took my 120 grit sandpaper and distressed around all the edges of the magazine rack, and then hot glued my painted chalkboard to the front. So here we have magazine rack turned toilet paper holder. The only problem is I couldn't think of what would be just the right thing to write on the chalkboard. So please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think it should say. For the candlestick, I'm using a black Sharpie paint pen to fake distress around the edges, and I just very lightly draw some little black lines and some little fake chippy places to give it some character. Also, for the candlestick, I wanted to make a candle ring out of some wire that I've had. I honestly can't tell you where I got it. It had to be a Lowe's or a Home Depot, something like that, but I've had it for years. It's lasted me forever, and I use it in a lot of projects. So if you run across this, I'm sure it's inexpensive. Go ahead and pick some up, because you never know when it might come in handy. And so I just cut a circle the size of the top of my candlestick, and I twisted the wire around itself to make a circle wreath-like form. Now I'm going to take some of the daisies that I've had on hand. They've been used over and over and over, and I've hot glued some of them in place on my little candle ring. And that's just to get things started. Just hot glue a couple of them just to keep them in place. And then after I've hot glued some in place, I started taking my daisies and twisting them around the wire wreath form that I made. And they stay together, but if you feel like you need to hot glue them to keep them in place better, you could. But I found just twisting it around the wire worked just fine. And would you believe this little lemon candle is also a DIY that I did? You can check out that full tutorial over on my blog, thedistressedprincess.com. Last but not least, the plain little wooden crate got a makeover with just some white chalk paint that I pretty much just dry brushed on, and it came out with this distressed look all on its own. And I thought it was so cute, I put it in my laundry broom to hold my little Tide Pods and things. That's all the DIYs I have for today. I want to thank you all for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. It helps my channel so much. and you can find me over at my blog, thedistressedprincess.com. You can also find me on Pinterest, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. I will be posting new videos every Friday. Bye for now.